Okay, so firstly, we thank you for your participation, interest. Um, as you can see, we have a a team for like specific tasks, and to show you a little bit about our everyday life at our company as our professionals. So I'm going to show you what a technical leader is and in our project at the company. So I am a professional that I really haven't strayed away from the programming skills. And why don't you move to another area, they ask me, and I'm like, no, because my life and my profession and my career is programming. So I can tell you that I'm very proud to be in coding, creating systems, projects, and so forth. To understand a little bit my role in the project, Healthcheck, we our everyday life in our projects, it's similar roles that we execute in other projects, and important points is to know the implementation points and with the technical aspects, platforms, with integration, to have a vision and how the system is connected and developed for the health check. Report, sometimes you hear it as report of clients or health check. This project is developed by technology with Microsoft Visual Studio 2022. The last framework that's .NET Core 8.0. And you need to know about the technology for the developmental part. We are using containers and Docker. And what this means is that we don't need to install like the atmosphere. Everything we have it in a container, that we put it in our machine, and the system tells us to develop our activities and tasks. And that is an improvement that I didn't have 20 years ago. We spent like 2 days to start our programming process. Nowadays, we have a lot of technology, trends, bugs, and development, operations, and we have the advanced form of advancement technology. And then what do we have to understand is that as technical leaders, we need to be aware of the goals, the objectives, the functional details of the system, because to develop, we do not have to wait what we need. I mean, to know what we need to propose new improvements, ideas, development. When we have a problem in the system or something that's affecting negatively the development and software, us as leaders, we need to help the team to solve the problem. And I want to share an anecdote. A fellow teammate, he said, my environment is not working, and I cannot wait until my teammate loses half a day in the execution of the task and work. I went to the computing machine, and then I checked for mistakes, and I identified why the mistake was happening, and then the technical leader, he helps the development team in the execution of tasks, and when I connect to a system, like an external system, and I have a certain type of problems, I need to evaluate, analyze, solve. That's our role. The code revision is fundamental. So Mara was explaining that she develops a system, and then she says, okay, my development is finalized, and then I'm going to put it in a central repository. But then what we do as technical leaders, we approve that development, and then we verify that's complied with the standards, and it's we need to check that's written along with the performance, that it's like there are good practices, and once we revise that subject, we can approve the code, and then it's going to be approved to a project and deployed in production or updated. So all of these functions to revise and to have as technical meetings, we can do periodical meetings in which we can talk with the team, with the difficulties of the team, so that you can do a sort of help all developers. And I, as part of my role, I'm still developing. I do some coding still. I help my team of development so that they can perform activities. Okay, so technical leader. Being a technical leader means starting to develop. Oshyn, we have different levels, and then of expertise. And as you grow in your career, when you're more than 5 years or when you have more experience, Oshyn and other companies, they give the opportunity to direct and adjust some technical aspects, to know the different patterns of design and good practices of development. And what we do is the coding tools, you know what you do, but I can recommend that you improve, that you optimize it and improve the performance. To know how we can integrate with the systems, software. We know that there are services that offer us functionalities, and us as leaders, we can, we know a subject that helps us, and we can connect with the REST services or maybe old services of swap, and we need to understand what the technology is. And finally, as leaders, we need to be innovating. We need to study, we need to prepare ourselves because technology advances, and new updates appear. There is an update, evolution in cloud. There are concepts, software service that are platforms that are published and the internet, and that companies, they don't need more than the access to start consuming those services. So one of those is that trend of like putting everything in cloud, but we know that we need to have different changes and different updates. So finally, I'm going to talk about cycle. Oshyn's worked with this, and I'm going to give you my experience. Now, if you ask me, 10 years ago, more than a few years ago, to develop a site for the company, it was more than 6 months. More than 6 months of time, because Marcelo, as he said to us, we worked with a methodology that was like a cascade. So we had, and with the SciCore, we have a framework that facilitates us the development of apps. That means that we don't have to worry, we don't have to be concerned about the database. We know that we can have, through a framework, the information, and we have, through a framework, in first instance, we administer the content of thousands of websites that in Ecuador we're not used to. But if we go and see the world and we see how everything works internationally, we know that it'd be insurmountable to manage all of those manually. SciCore is a system that allows content administration and offers different products and the marketing and helping with the experiences, improving experiences, digital ones of users and websites. We have an MVP program. It allows for the implementation of the product around the world, and I invite you to know about the MVP, Most Valuable Professional, that is useful to acknowledge professionals that have acquired an expertise and that shares with our community. Just giving you a little teaser of what we have in the market. And one of the products is Cycle. To finish our intervention, the success is not something that happens on its own. We need perseverance, we need a lot of hard work, consistency, discipline, and it's something that we are going to be learning along the way. And I understand that you are still growing as professionals to be able to acquire excellency in your life and work. Thank you very much.